After years of living in a standalone house, I finally moved into a luxury condo complex downtown, a sleek high-rise building with modern amenities, floor-to-ceiling windows, and a 24-hour concierge. The entire ground floor had a stunning marble-tiled lobby, private elevators, a business lounge, and a gym. But what really made the building special? I owned the entire commercial ground floor, including the lobby. You see, when the developer went bankrupt midway through construction, I swooped in and purchased the ground floor outright. Not just a unit, but the entire commercial space, deeded separately from the residential condos above. That included the lobby, fitness center, and even the front desk lease. Most residents didn't care. They were happy the building was finally finished and functioning. She moved into the building 6 months after I did and got herself elected to the HOA board within 2 weeks. She had that classic mix of entitlement and ignorance, the kind of woman who thinks a laminated badge reading HOA Vice President gives her legal authority over actual property owners. It started small. I was sitting in the lobby one morning, laptop open, sipping coffee, reviewing emails, pretty standard for a Monday. Karen walked in, stopped dead in her tracks, and gave me a look like I'd spat on the carpet. "Excuse me," she snapped. "You can't sit here." "Come again?" I replied, raising an eyebrow. "This lobby is for residents only. If you're visiting someone, you need to wait outside or in the guest area." I smiled. "I am a resident." "Then go back to your unit. The HOA doesn't allow residents to work in the common area." I calmly closed my laptop, pulled out my phone, and showed her a digital copy of the ownership deed for the entire ground floor. "Actually, this lobby isn't part of the old common area. It's part of my commercial property. You're technically walking through my space right now." She looked like a Windows error screen, stunned silence, blinking rapidly. She stormed off. I figured that was the end of it. I was wrong. The next day, I came downstairs to find a giant residents-only no loitering sign taped to the front desk, printed with the HOA's logo. The concierge looked embarrassed. Karen had ordered staff not to let non-HOA individuals linger in the lobby. Then came the kicker. I was in the lobby later that week talking to a contractor about lighting upgrades when 2 uniformed police officers entered the building. "Sir, we received a trespassing report," one of them said. Karen trailed behind them with a smug look plastered across her face. "That's him. He refuses to leave the lobby." I stayed calm. "Officers," I said, "would you mind stepping over here for a moment?" I led them behind the front desk, where I had a mounted monitor linked to the building's 24/7 security cameras, my cameras. I queued up footage of Karen entering the lobby, approaching me, and then calling the police from her cell. Then I handed them a folder, copies of my property deed, business license, and a cease and desist letter my lawyer had pre-drafted the last time Karen got out of hand. One officer turned to her and asked, "Ma'am, are you aware this lobby isn't part of the HOA jurisdiction?" Karen stammered, "But this is a residential building." The officer shook his head. "The lobby isn't under HOA control. It's privately owned. And you've just filed a false report." Karen turned pale. "Heisters, Atsubachers, and Church of Tunaportanka, Petulred Kinam, Christistens Lays, the Shuradurits Kumpakundistings, Biffen Pitches, Quartatures, Hankspec, and its Biddle for Sulio Henkelfly. Part Biddle Spritche Precutu Fortifitis." They gave her a verbal warning and suggested she leave me alone unless she wanted to deal with legal repercussions. The very next morning, the HOA president, not Karen, emailed me a formal apology and assured me that she had been relieved of her duties pending review. Karen moved out 2 months later. Now I sit in my lobby with zero interruptions, fresh coffee in hand, watching the security feed just in case someone else gets a little too confident with their laminated HOA badge.